What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a look at Jack-O-Lantern. He's new, he's on a retro card, he's extra pumpkin-y. Let's see what we've got going on. Let's check it out. Now tuning into the Encountered Culture. As promised, today we'll be taking a look at Jack-O-Lantern. Let's see what we've got going on. Taking a look at the package, of course we are on the 90s inspired Spider-Man retro card. Love this card. It just has a super great aesthetic, 90s vibe, so I love that. Marvel Comics, there's Jack-O-Lantern. Looks pretty cool in the package. He's got some hands, he's got accessories, he's got a hovercraft. Hovercraft! Yeah, that's all it says. Jack-O-Lantern, a warning at the bottom, flip it to the back. There's your little blueprint. There's an animated image of Jack-O-Lantern. A mercenary in an armored suit, Jack-O-Lantern terrorizes New York on his hovercraft as the infamous flame-headed villain. See, it's on fire. Important information at the bottom. Let's get him out of the box. Fresh out of the box, and taking a closer look, there are some great aesthetics on this figure. It's a pretty simple figure though, so there is not a lot going on here, but they do make up for it with some color pop. Probably some things that could have been a little bit different, but I think this is something that's still going to look good on the shelf. I will absolutely have a picture of it at the end of the video just to see how it mixes in with my Spider-Man villains. This is one I would call simple but effective. I'll leave it at that. Let's take a closer look. Move it in a little bit closer. You can see some really good detail. I want to pause and talk about the hovercraft for a moment. So as you saw, you could stand on the hovercraft depending on how you're going to have this in the display. I'm going to definitely have them on a flight stand in an aerial pose. So you do have the little piece that plugs in right at the bottom so you can complete the hovercraft and it doesn't have a giant hole down there. So that is just a for your awareness type of deal. The other bomb does plug right on the belt there, so you can have them all on the belt. You can have one off and just one. So it would have been cool to just maybe have them all have the ability to come off, but the fact that at least one of them comes off gives you the opportunity to have one in hand. I don't know that you're going to have more than one in hand at a time, but maybe you wanted that. I don't know. It's not for me to say. As far as the articulation goes, the head will look down about there. It is a big head. It's a big round pumpkin head, so you're not going to get a whole lot of movement back or forth with this. The head does pop off though, so you can remove the scarf piece there if you so desire. But I will not be doing that. I think I like it. It is part of the aesthetic, so I will leave it in place. Head will go all the way around. You do get a little bit of rock around. Arms, you are on a butterfly there. They will go all the way around. Arm will go up to about there. Upper bicep swivel. And you are double jointed pinless at the elbow. Doesn't look too terrible at the elbow. Hinge at the wrist. Basic ab crunch and your hip swivel. That's going to be the big complaint, right, for a lot of people posing, especially a character that's going to be in an aerial pose. I'd like to get a little bit more in the articulation in this area just for some more bendability. I'll make it work for sure, but just something like that would have elevated the figure to the next level. All right, coming down to the legs, he will kick out to about there, kick back to about there, out to right about there, upper thigh cut, double jointed pinless at the knee, so he'll kick up pretty well. Boot cut down here, and plenty of range down at your ankle. Ab crunch doesn't leave a huge gap. Pretty much no gap in the back there, so that's good. And same for the front. Not a whole lot of gap. Body is a pretty basic body, but it does look good. So this, I mean, the chainmail looks good. Everything looks pretty clean throughout. Not a whole lot of dings. Face sculpt looks pretty solid. I am a fan of this face sculpt. Some good detail in this pumpkin. You've got a nice color overlay there, so that does bring out some extra detail. Nice translucent fire plastic in here. It would have been so awesome, and such a little detail that cannot be that hard to accomplish if there was a tiny light up feature in this pumpkin head. It's so awesome, and it can't be that much to just illuminate something like this. A little push button, something like you push the top there. I have something I'm going to bring out that basically would have accomplished exactly what I'm talking about. All right, so here I have a pumpkin that came as an accessory with a Michael Myers figure. And this is all I'm talking about. Something so simple. There's a tiny LED light in there. There's a little watch type battery in the back. You push down on the top, it lights up. Does it look super awesome? No. But does it elevate it? Of course, because it's now like a pumpkin that is lit. Do something similar with this, and the hair now becomes illuminated. That would look fantastic. And it would be such a simple little thing. Still looks cool, but just something that could elevate this so well. For your hands, you do have the open set of hands. And I just wanted to highlight, these are not a separate piece. So when you remove the hands, these cuffs are not going to fall off. And you've got your set of fists. For your size comparison, I do have them backed up against our previous jack-o'-lantern figure. This is actually a figure I did enjoy in the display for a while. When this was announced, I was like, God, do I need a new jack-o'-lantern? I kind of like the one that I have already. But then, I got the new jack-o'-lantern, and I'm looking at this old one, and I'm like, damn, he's been working out since then. He's beefed up a little bit. This guy's a little janky. Plus, he's got the old ball hips. Barely stands on his own. He does have this cool broom effect, and on a flight stand, he looks good. But yeah, I do think it really depends on how you're displaying, because they're obviously from different eras, right? So, and things, right? This is more animated inspired. But I think for my display, this is more fitting for what I'm going for. I have a feeling they'll both remain, because I do still have some fondness for this figure. But if you're one of the people who are just like, I'm so excited for the new one to replace this one, or you didn't get this one and you're now just getting the new one, I think you'll be perfectly happy with this newer jack-o'-lantern. All right, folks. Well, there you have it. There is your Marvel Legends jack-o'-lantern, the new one on the Spider-Man retro cards. A cool figure, simple but effective for sure. Looks good. Not a whole lot going on. Wish that the pumpkin head would illuminate, but even though it is a simple design, that does not mean it is a bad figure. This is still a figure that's going to look really good in the display. I think it will match the aesthetic of my personal display much better than the previous jack-o'-lantern. That, though, is something that is to each your own sort of thing. So do what you want with that information, right? As I always say, it's your display how you want to. Have fun with it. They're toys, right? So that's my 2 cents on it. Like the figure. Let me know what you think about it down in the comments below. Of course, you can always find me on any of these socials down here. Most importantly, though, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe below. And until next time, take it easy.
I'm being erased, I'm being replaced. Counter-culture's in your face. It's fun to pretend that you want it to end. I'd rather be drinking with my friends. When we go out, you'll never see us again.